So to have a happy life, you have to understand the nature of life, and you have to guide it in the right way. Otherwise, that even though you have this everything around you, it becomes useless. And sometimes you have things and you don't use, even you don't know that things around you, that facilities are there for you. When you want, then you look, and then you find out more than maybe you want. But it was there still, and it was there for you, and you didn't see until you look. So happiness is not coming from outside. It is arise from this inside. This everything inside you, it's already there for you. The only thing is, you still not get tired about this life. Once you get tired, and you will find it's there for you, within you. And we spend time ourselves to build our own life, the following social ideas, culture, religion, politics. We say following these things, we try to build our life, build our society. But if you look very carefully, the end of their life, what they do? They start to go away from that everything. Start to find the peace within their own mind. But unfortunately, the most of people understand this when they that finish their life at the last moment. So the life is to live in this very moment. Don't keep it as a hope. Don't try to prepare to live your life. This is the moment you have to live your life. And most of us struggling to make a better life for tomorrow, and forgetting everything what we have today. But if the person can understand and enjoy that, live the life in this very moment, and he really can enjoy the future. So don't wait for anything, even to find a happy life, happy mind, a happy moment. Don't wait that till it comes to you. It is there. You have to dig your mind and find it. Nobody will do it for you. You have to get it. Even though you have husband, wife, children, parents, friends, that still you have to find it yourself. For that, Dharma is help you. It's like Dharma is like a map. It's like all the scriptures, all the Buddha's teaching, or any other religious leaders, that they are teachings. In the world, all the good teachers, great thinkers, that their lessons are like a map. Even the same map we have, as example, the world map. No? Everybody knows this. But if you try to look very carefully, there are some people, they know better than us about that. Why? Because they studied. So it's like if you study well, you start to know about it. But still, you find that map and you have to go the journey. It's every day, step by step. All the teachings help you to make your journey yourself. It's your own task. It's your own duty. You have to have the effort for that. If you are physically, mentally weak person, you cannot make that journey happen. You have to be strong. So just, at least just think. We trying to find happiness. If you are not a strong person, you cannot be happy. It will go away. And you become a prisoner. So first thing is you have to be strong. And to attain to enlightenment, or if you practice meditation, just think, just look yourself, and we see this, this physical body, and we, and the people have, but see how much strength you need to at least sit, without moving your body, for 30 minutes. You have to have, strong mind for that. So if you don't train your physical body, you cannot train your mind. So in every religion, there are rituals you have to practice. Why? Sometimes because you have to train your physical body to train your mind. If there is a person in the beginning don't practice any kind of rituals or anything, but by physically if he don't practice, and mentally he become weak. It's very simple logic. It doesn't matter who he is, if he is himself don't have the discipline, mentally he becomes zero. Mentally he becomes empty. So then where you have to start? Start within you. With the physical discipline is very important to make a strong mind. Why you have to have a strong mind? To make troubles to others? No. Why you have to have a strong body? To make, problems to other people? No. Make a better life for you and for other people. And as well as to understand something very clearly and finally, find the bliss in this very lifetime. So this understanding this is very important. Then just think for a moment, you have this life, this physical body, that this physical is relative. And it's always depending. It's always interconnected. It is not free from everything. It is attached to everything. This nature inside your body always attached to things. That's why people like to collect things. It is a current. So you have to know this nature, and when the person need to find the happiness, what he first the step is, he need to go against this his own current. That's why he needs so much strength to fight against its own current. If the person can go against its own nature, then he can find happiness. That's practice we call discipline, rituals. And you see something you want to eat, you say, no, I'm not going to eat. Maybe you go to party, and you are hungry whole day, and there is something, and the doctor told, especially don't eat this one. And at that day, everywhere you see that one. See, it's a nature challenge you everywhere. When the doctor say don't do this, that one you will start to see everywhere. When the priest say, monk say don't do this, you start to see that everywhere. When the, if you go to church, if the priest says, don't do this, when you come out, you start to see everywhere that. When the mother, father say, no, don't do this, you start to see it everywhere. Then, if you don't follow the discipline, if you don't have the strength to hold it, what will happen? You become failure inside you. Once you fail with the discipline, the mind start to get weak. So it is very important to have physical discipline, to have a strong mind. Once your mental capacity expand, when you sit for meditation, and exactly it works for you. The most of time for us, we are afraid to understand things sometimes. We are afraid to see the truth sometimes. We are afraid to let go things. We are afraid to be empty. And sometimes, at home, some people, you will see this nature, and when the person alone himself, what he does, he turn on the TV very loud, maybe the cassette or the, he plays something very loud. Why? Because he afraid to be alone and, empty. And sometimes everybody go away, and then maybe you call to some neighbor or friends to stay with you, Why? Because it is in our nature. Because the current is always, to accumulate things, connected to things. So once you understand this little by little, you have to build the strength inside you to find the happiness and practicing things going against the current. That is the nature of Buddhahood. He didn't do everything suddenly. He practiced long period in his journey to do things. So then it teaches you that if you want to do something, you need to start in the beginning, and little by little, you have to develop that quality inside you. So then, there are 4 things that the Buddha mentioned. Arogya paramalabha, santupti paramandana, viswasa paramanyati, nibbalang paramang sukha. In the conventional truth and the eternal truth, then in day-to-day life, in our this human existence, based with these facilities, everybody like to reach to that. The first thing is Arogya Paramalabha, the health is the most valuable wealth that you can accumulate. Health. The health, the physical health and the mental health in the conventional truth. Physically you have to be healthy. And mentally also you have to be healthy. So this physical health is not coming by chance. Because this body has its own conditions which you have to understand. And once you follow that conditions, you can be healthy. If you don't follow that rules, you become weak, unhealthy. It is not you. Don't believe this body is you. This nothing belongs to you. It is an illusion. Why it is mean illusion? This body is prison to the time. The time is this eating this body every day, every moment. So, another thing is, this body is bound by the culture. You are not free. There is no any free land in this world. Even if you go to Amazon and inside the jungle, you cannot be there the way you want. You have to adjust according to the situation and you have to follow that. So there are these physical conditions you have to understand. We are prisoners to this nature. Without food, this cannot happen. That means you are prisoner to food. You have to eat the food. It is just not only, one day. You eat in the morning and you think, okay, everything done and, and you happy. No. After 4 hours, it start to call again. Hey, give me something. So like that. And the water, you are prisoner to the water. And other facilities, you are prisoner. You have to maintain this. If you believe, oh, this is me, I am, like this. I am the God and I am everything. Okay, keep doing that. How far you can do that? One day you become, you have to shut down this everything and wait. So first thing you have to understand, this physical body has its own conditions, things. So once you understand and try to follow that rules, it is not you. It is the way this body works. Then you can achieve to the highest longevity, and you can achieve to highest the power, the physical strength. You can achieve to that highest result in your with this your physical body. So the first thing is to understand this. The most of us don't understand this. This is, this physical, this mental, this spiritual part, mainly based with the physical. If there is no this body, how we can achieve that? So after, 6 years, the Buddha was passing, doing this like that. He almost died. And then he understood, hey, this is not going to work. This is not me. The way I want, I cannot do anything like this way to my body. It has its own way. He let go his own ideas. Then he surrendered to the nature of the body. That is the moment you can cut down the self. Once you understand the nature of the body, and if you start to surrender to that nature, you know, and then you will find out something else. You know? It is not just following your mind. You know? Then you eat because just to maintain the body. Because why? You know that the nature of the body. So otherwise you abuse this body. So it is very important then to understand this physical health is important. And to be physical healthy, you have to gain it. It not come to you. From childhood, the mother, father need to train children. For yourself, you have to train your life to be healthy. So the first thing is, and you have to be very careful what you put into this body. Why? Eka namakin sabbe satta aharatiti. That is the first thing that human existence can happen because of the food. So whatever you eat today, the next day it become your life. Next day it become your body. So then you have to have discipline with your food. That is ritual. See that how it come to ritual. See, look. To be healthy, you have to follow the rituals. Then the first thing is you have to be, have discipline with the food. And the postures, the way you maintain this body, the way you keep your body is important. And because it helps you to develop your thinking power. That's why sometimes you cannot do things, lying down, sleeping. So you have to do it with the straight, body. This is the meditation also the same. Breathing meditation in the beginning, it says ujung kayang panidai parimukang sating upattapet. And ujung kayang panidai, keep your back, your neck, head straight in one line. Because that is the way it works. It is not you. You think, oh, I can do it, sleeping or, lying down, It is not you. If you get into something, then you have to understand, follow that rule. Let go whatever the idea comes to you and just surrender to the technique. All the great players, all the great, the leaders, great people, how they become great? Because they let go their own, things and they surrender to the techniques. And then they become good. If we hold into our own ideas, we cannot get into that. So the first thing is, the food. And other thing is you have to do exercise. Every day. It doesn't matter, So every day you have to do exercise. It is because that is the condition of this body. Otherwise, somewhere you get stuck. It doesn't matter you monk, It doesn't matter you, president. It doesn't matter you chairman. It doesn't matter you boss, It doesn't matter your husband, wife, children, no. You have to, be, if you want to be healthy. Otherwise, you will see yourself. The problem is, once you get once you get a headache or fever, and you think it is only for you, if it is only for you, it is okay. We can put you somewhere and lock you, and but the thing is, if the father gets sick, what will happen to the whole family? Whole family get paralyzed. If the mother gets sick, how other people even can eat a meal happily? If the child gets sick, even you think mother, father can go out and eat something happily? No. See, it affects for everybody. Then your responsibility to be healthy as a, for you and as a service for others. Look at the America. Here. For medicine, how much money they spend. People talking about this, the wars and everything. Why this everything go bankruptcy? Because people getting unhealthy. Forget about wars. Once the people get unhealthy, why people becoming, it's not one person. So then as a social service, if you become healthy person, it is one way you can, be, so that you doing a social service. Because otherwise, if you get sick, everybody need to pay for that. And your family gets sick, and the society gets sick, and wherever you work, company, and they cannot take your service, and that product then going to be, low. See how it affects, it become, like that. So it is your responsibility then, be healthy and do service. It says once you have a headache, and around you, everybody start to get it. So physical health is very important. Without this physical health, without understanding and without maintaining this, don't think about, spiritual practice. Like just think to get into the mind and go deeper into your mind. It is not easy thing. You have to have a lot of strength. You have to be strong. And not only that, when you start to practice in day-to-day life, with other people's anger, jealousy, hatred, go against and, to develop the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, you have to be strong. Otherwise, you fell down. As example, if the person blaming to you, and you nothing, you didn't do anything. And so to be compassion to that person. If you don't have physically, if you are not strong, you cannot do that. You get lost. Then you get angry. But when you physically strong, and then when you're not going to, touch that. That's why when you, like when you practice the martial art, when we become physically strong, and it develop your confidence, and then you're not going to, that involving with other peoples. If you really know, what is this? Because you become strong yourself. Otherwise, once you become weak, very easily you get loose. So then the physical health is important. That just not only physical health, it's like a step by step. Once you have it, you have to jump to the next level. Because otherwise, just you are physically healthy. See how many people sometimes physically healthy, but they don't practice the mental practice. They don't have. Physically they are healthy. Then otherwise, that if just physical strength is exist, then these animals become greater than human. Why? Because they are, strong than us. So but the mental power is higher than the physical. But the logic is, without physical, you cannot develop the mental. Even though it is higher, without healthy body, you cannot have a healthy mind. If your physical is weak, whatever the decisions you take become weak. So don't allow anybody around you, if they are physically healthy, physically weak, unhealthy, don't allow them to take important decisions. You will see, most of people, when they take like that situations, when they take decisions, why? Because it affects their mind. So then it's like a ladder, as I told. It's like you climbing. Then you have physical health. Then your responsibility. Once you have that, you have to develop the next one, the mind. So when you develop this both in a balanced way, as a result, physically you become healthy, mentally you become healthy, and it is just not only enough. The physically people healthy, and the mentally, in the conventional truth, they can understand what is right, what is wrong, like that. But still, they cannot work with the society. They cannot go out. They leave themselves. And they say, no, I don't want to, go to the society. Socially, they become unhealthy. With other people, they cannot work. Even in the same family, husband, wife, brothers, sisters, and children, and sometimes they take all the decisions themselves, and they become separate from everyone. They always, take the decisions only for them. They cannot take decisions for everyone. And as example, how you can practice this? As example, you go out for a dinner. Then in the family, everybody asks, okay, what we eat? And everybody sometimes says, oh, I eat this. I don't know about you. Because they don't have sense. Even though same family, they don't know what other people even like. And you will experience this. Even just the food, every day we can see the other people eat, and how they eat, we know. Even you cannot take a decision for other people. Why? Because you are not tuned to that outside. And when you're going to buy a gift, you don't know, what is good for that person. Why? Because we are not tuned to our own husband, wife, children, and parents. And sometimes, after a while, you going here and there, and then you get something as a present, and you give it, and then the person says, this is the worst thing I got in my life. Like that. Just think about you, how yourself, you develop the mind. It is not about other people, neighbors, so, we are not talking about that people, other countries, or no. Just only around you, your family. Just think. Can you, strongly recommend something for a person? Okay, this is what, exactly he likes. If you can do that, that means you are tuned to around you. It helps you to be socially healthy. If like that person become like, chairman, then he knows around him, to understand how people, and then he can direct people, okay, you do this, and you do that. And you have to do this because he knows. This is a science that day by day, you develop your mind. And like that person become a president, and he know how to direct ministers, okay, do this way, okay, you do this one, you do this. Otherwise, finance minister, and you put there, whole the country become bankruptcy. We experience this, like that. So this is important to understand. It's in the basic level. You have to start from your dinner table. Right? Then you will see. Then you will experience life. And socially, you have to be healthy. And then when you have like that life, you jump to the next level. Spiritually also you have to be healthy. The most of time today, spiritually we are blind. We going wrong way. There is no end. And we cannot see the result. So how then we can be spiritually healthy? The important thing to be spiritually healthy, you have to have necessary, the power in your mind to understand. So otherwise just, following things that you don't see. The thing is like this. It's like the step of the ladder. When you climb to that, then you start to see that area. When you climb more up, then you start to see that. Like that. If you are physically healthy, spiritual, that if you are mentally healthy, when you are become socially healthy, spiritually, they cannot cheat you. Because the common sense start to expand your capacity inside you, and then the logical mind start to develop inside. Then when somebody says something, it doesn't matter the high priest or higher person or very famous person. When he says something, you can understand this is right or wrong. Nobody need to teach you, hey, this is right, follow this one. If you are become healthy in the conventional truth. So see these steps, but once you lose something, then that's why, as example, when you are physically unhealthy, look, people go everywhere. And when people say, okay, do this, he go and do that. Go do this, and he go there and do this. Like that. Why? Because the start point. See how he spiritually become blind. So this step you have to climb yourself. Then start with the physical, and then develop the mind, and then go to the social, and then you jump to the spiritual. Once you jump to the spiritual, and when you are spiritually healthy, you can find out what is the right way to, even if you want to stop this becoming, then there is a way, because you see everything. Even if you want to come again and again, then you can find a place that the way you want. Then you are not become a prisoner to your own karma. Then you holding your dharma, and you controlling you maintaining the karma. Once you become a leader of dharma, karma become powerless. But if you don't know the dharma, karma overtake your life. That is the way. That's why we have to learn. So in the physically you do, and the mentally how you become healthy, and so for that you have to study. And other thing is, especially keep in mind, today we losing that. What is the Buddha mentioned? Parato ghosa pratya. Paratogos pratya means you open to other people's, and always you listening. You welcome the knowledge, and you reading, listening, and today we have many things, and that when if you go to online, if you go to YouTube, you can see many things and good things. You can learn from there. So this is the the present that in the situation that you have to use that before somebody shut down it. So there are a lot of things you can learn. It is just not enrich you have to be very careful. The listening to others is art. It's like you listening to that person, and if you really understand it, and then if you had a different idea, and if you found out that you are wrong, you have to have the strength to let go your idea. But the most of us, we have holding an idea, and we looking something match for that our idea, and we develop our own ego inside. That is not the Paratogos Prapti. It is completely wrong. So during Buddha's time, if you look at his life history, and a lot of people came and did argue with the Buddha. Before Buddha, there was no any followers for him. Even the 5 ascetics had different views. But once they listened to Buddha and they understood, hey, this is right, then they accept it. They let go their idea. But the problem today, we holding idea and we listening many things, and then if something match with our idea, we take that. We don't try to let go our idea and find and jump to what is the right one. It's like your boat is already damaged, and there are many ships going around you, but you are still holding the these damaged things. No, if you are smart, if you see something bigger ship come, jump to that and let go your damaged boat. Otherwise you will go down to this ocean. So like that, you have to develop your life, jump step by step. Some people, if you look, 10 years, they eat the same thing. They have the same lifestyle, and they living in the same place, and they attach to that life, and they never see beyond that frame. And if anybody say things, okay, this right, this will come for that. If anybody say, hey, look something else, no, they close. No, try to develop your mind, look around you and listen to many things, and be open, and then you will see. Don't worry, then nobody needs to teach you, hey, this is this. No, once you open and look around you, you will see what is right and what is wrong. Nobody need to judge. Then even you don't afraid for judging. Why? Because you see things and you find the right thing. Once you find right, you don't afraid for judging. The most of people afraid for judging today. People think judging it is not good thing. Why? It is because we are not perfect. If you are really perfect, if you really find the truth, if you really see that, that Allah will come to judge. It is good to do that. Why? Because then they also see. Huh? They also see that your way is right. But if I have no confidence, what I am doing, and is it right or wrong, is what the result going to come, then I say, hey, don't judge me. Why? Because I am not sure myself. So when you go to court, what the people do? They do judging to find out who is right. In the society, husband, wife, children, mother, father, friends, they do judging. Why? To find out who is right. If anybody afraid for judging, what does that mean? That means he has no confidence in himself. So to build this, once you have healthy mind, you forget about this. It's forget about other people judging or not, it doesn't matter to you. Why? Because you strong. They judge you and they cannot do anything. Why? Because you see the right and you go there. So like that, you have to be strong. Be like a gladiator. Don't be a weak person. Don't cry for life. You cannot win this life, especially today. In the ancient time, there was a lot of resources around us. There was a lot of things around us. But today, no. Always, even animal, human, strong will win. That's the law. So you have to be strong. If you get weak, everybody kick you out slowly. So you have to be strong. Be like a gladiator. Always think. This is because it's not more physical game, but most in the life is living with the society, with the others. It's a more like mental game. It's not cheating people, but you have to have enough strength to maintain and manage these things. See, as a father, sometimes see how hard to deal with your own children, and how hard to deal with your own husband, own wife, own mother, father, and they are right, you are right, nobody wrong, and you cannot cut down anybody, and you have to keep everybody, and you have to keep the family, and you cannot get the bad name, and you cannot throw them away. To keep this everybody, you have to be strong. Otherwise, what will happen? See, sometimes people, they become failure. So don't be. Start, healthy. Be physical, and build up, and then be strong mentally, and read and get the knowledge, understanding, and build up. And at the same time, use that knowledge for you and for others, and be social. Don't be yourself. No, go to the social and help poor people, help poor family, and be around them, and then be a leader within them, and then find the spiritual path, and then you will clearly see what is enlightenment. The enlightenment means that the journey you cross through that map, through this dharma, how your lifestyle go, how you practice, it take you to enlightenment. Otherwise not, if you don't practice anything and sit, then these homeless people, 24/7, they are sitting one place and without doing anything. Do you think they can achieve that? And don't afraid to move, even your failure, again and again. And do that. That is arogya paramalabha. That is the greatest wealth you can give. That's only about the health. So try to achieve to health. So to do that, be healthy, do exercise, and be very careful. Have discipline with your food, and drink enough water, and always move your body. Don't sit and think always, because then it is stuck with this memory. Then it get paralyzed your system. Immune system go down. No, always at least go out and just walk. It will help you to release you inside. So this physical health, you have to understand how to get it. So try to be active, and especially when you are mentally so low, when you are mentally become tight, always try to go and help for other people. Just do something for help for them. Then you see how it turn in a different way, and it help you to come out from this physical situations. Otherwise, if you sit and start to think, then it's go to your blood. The blood system will start to change, and then the immune system go slow. Then you very easily that germs can attack to you. So try to be active. This is body, because this body, when you active, it generate that life force. That is best way to heal your body. Be active. Almost sometimes people come to heal, get the healing. If I ask from them, what is your lifestyle, they don't do anything. It is so. This body is not yours. It has its own condition and way, and try to understand. And don't stuck with the physical, and develop your mind. And don't stay with that, and be with the society, and be social. Be social. Always go out and send the children out, and they share things with others. Not to only for them. Even you have to train them to share their own bedroom with brothers and sisters, and changing their room sometimes. Not to holding, oh, this is mine, nobody can cross this boundary. And it start with the bedroom. Sometimes you say, okay, this is your, and when they get bigger, and they say, okay, mother have to be there 3 months, then next month come to me, I keep 3 months. Like that they divide it thing. So this is art of living. You have to train. So try to practice in the physical level, and mentally and socially, and then when you complete that, you ready for spiritual. Because the spirituality means the way you live, nothing coming from outside. Spirituality means the way you live. What else? You think this statue is spiritual? This altar is spiritual? This cushions is spiritual? Your lifestyle is the most powerful spiritual tool. So build it, and have good spiritual experience within you. For that you have to be strong. That is what I understood in my life. And that is what I see, that how the Buddha's life. Otherwise there was a lot of problems, and the people came against the Buddha. But he was strong, physically, mentally, and he was strong enough to hold that Buddhahood. So try to absorb this to your life and bring it out. Then you become happy, your family become happy, around you will be happy. Okay? So we have to talk about another 3 things. Santupti paramandana, you know, and Vishwasa Paramanyati. You know, and happiness, what is the happiness and how you can get, you know, and Vishwasa Paramanyati, and confident, you know, the Nibbana, and then the, you know, enlightenment. Okay, so is there any questions for today?
Yes, lots.
Yeah.
Lots. You said so many things, and it's sometimes, here I understand, but then to take it into life every single day. When you say Dharma, for example, first question, what exactly is that? You mean daily life? That's what that is?
Dharma means that it like this, that the basically the law of nature. It is not, as example, the physical body. That the Dharma is for this physical body, not the way you think. You know, it has its own way. Once you understand this, you understand the Dharma of this physical. The law of nature is the Dharma. Understand?
So how do I understand it? By observing?
Yeah, observing, and you have to look, as example, when the child become 10 years, that everybody knows that how he think. When he become 20 years, that everybody knows that, as example, even you don't see the person, when you ask how old he is, if the person say he's 20 years, and then you know, okay, he think like this way. You know, as example, if you ask how old he's 80 years old, and then you know the way he think. That, as example, that if you ask that somebody that asking you come and help, you know, then you ask how old he is. You know, that when you heard that when you know the age, that you can understand what kind of help you can do. You know? So how you get that idea? Because you know the body has conditions. You know? It is not the way we want or the way somebody wants. So that's the nature. So as example, you know that when you become like 60 years, you know, how you look like. Huh? What is that? That is the nature of the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Dharma, that means what is? Like just what is? Or is it more of a process?
It's like this, that it's relative. You know, if the Dharma is like as a theory, it's a causality. So when you understand that how things happening, that as example, when things happening, that there are many reasons can involve in for one thing. Okay, so once you know this yourself, and it becomes a dharma for you. And then when something happen in front of you, you start to use your dharma. You don't think, okay, it happened this way. No, you know there are many things can involve in with that to get to happen that. Then you use that dharma to understand what is happening in front of you. So that the knowledge you use become one way dharma. But sometimes we use our own idea, but it is not real in the outside. But if you really see how things come to be as they are, then it becomes a dharma for you. But to see that, you have to have certain mental capacity. Otherwise you cannot see it. So that's why you have to practice and understand that dharma. You follow that. As example, fire. the way you use fire, how you know that the fire is like this, nature of the fire. That's the dharma for you. If somebody break that, it get hurt. Knife, that the way you use your knife, and it is a dharma for you.
So some people can have different
Yeah,
ones,
yeah,
right? Right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
for some it's the one way.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Okay. My next question, if you don't mind, is the physical, when you say physical, and then spiritual, and then emotional, or whatever.
No. Physical, mental, social, spiritual.
So physical, so I'm trying to understand, physical would be me first starting by choosing to meditate, right?
No.
Me physically sitting and choosing to discipline myself, because if I don't physically sit and try and I just let my mind wander,
right.
my mind is not strong enough,
Yeah.
right? The mind is out of control. So if I sit and I discipline my body and I force myself, so am I correct?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
right.
so that's considered physical.
Of course.
Okay.
That's also physical when you practice meditation. In the I talk about the physical like in the whole life, whole life, that how the physically that you can be healthy. In day-to-day life, it is just not only practicing meditation. In day-to-day life, how you can maintain. You have to be so alert with your actions and things also. So that when you practice meditation, that you have to physically also be ready. As example, you never saw any Buddha statue, like this or like that. You will never find. Only thing is that when the Buddha went sleeping, or the passing away, that the statues you can see, that way. Otherwise, all the postures straight. That the body language, saying that what is inside.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Some people, especially young people, they have, although they want it, they have problem to find a friend, to be social. They're always, even they try, or they inside them, they're demanding, but they're always lonely, they cannot find anybody to associate. So they cannot reach that spiritually, right?
No, this is the thing. That's why I'm telling. It's like, if they want to become a friend, everywhere opportunities. If they want to become a friend, if they need to find a friend, it is something, it's very hard. If they want to find a friend, it become very hard even for me. If I want to become a friend, everybody there is opportunity for me to become a friend. So the first thing, before they want to find a friend, they have to be a friend. For that, it's the same like, I told, when people, try to find something for knowledge, they have idea and they looking what is match for their idea. Like that, they have idea, oh, I like this kind of people. Then they looking like that people. They cannot find like that. But if the person want to become a friend, and there are always opportunities, if that they look little bit outside, and they can be friend for anybody. So only thing is that let go inside. The inside, if the holding, it cannot be. So the inside holding like this, that's why it close. So, but if the inside let go, I have no idea, okay, whatever, the other person want, I am ready to, be like that. Otherwise, if I say, oh, I am like this, if you like, who going to come like that? No, nobody. So the important thing, the thing is, suddenly you cannot open that. The important thing, little by little, you have to give the understanding. You have to give the understanding, and rather than finding a friend, being a friend is important. That is two different ways.
I think that goes to one of your teachings that you said you're either egocentric or you care about the universe. If you're egocentric, then you want everybody to accept you. It's all about you, right? It's me. So that's the type of person. If you can't find a friend because they're saying your ideas, they're saying you got to be right like me, or it's all about me. So.
That's right. So the important thing, not to find a friend. So tell to be a friend. Even for animals, for trees, that is starting good like that. Be a friend for trees. That's the way we do even healing. We don't touch people in the beginning. Our teachers say, okay, go and start for the trees. And then you start to understand their language. And they have different character. And go to animals and do healing for them. You cannot touch the bird the way you touch the dog. You cannot touch the butterfly the way you touch the bird. Like that, it's different. It's true, no? Because he knows about animals. So it's like that. Then you become portable, flexible. When you come to human, naturally you become friends. So like that, try to be a friend.
It has to be, start with living thing, or can be, let's say, somebody start going hiking.
Anything.
Just going out of the...
But the thing is, you have to find things in the free space, not in the cage things.
Nothing wrong. Let's say
then the same mentality is going to happen.
What do you mean? I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? Cage?
It's like this. It's like this. You have a bird in the cage. You try to become friendly with that bird. And every day you see the same. Then that mentality is not going to work. No, you have to go open. And then, as example, that you go to park, and there is a dog suddenly come. Then you have to be friendly with that dog. Otherwise, if the dog your dog, no, then nothing to be friendly, because the mentality cannot change.
It's about being adaptable.
It's like
that means to be friend with every dog, every bird, not only my dog.
My dog.
That's a good start for them. To go out nature and then to say, okay, I love flowers. Or not only this flower in my backyard.
Then any flower open. Then they start to get, break the boundary inside.
And then little by little they say, I love everybody. So then they will be, since they like their behavior, somehow other people accept them.
Otherwise, they like only their things, they hate everything else. See that how this our lifestyle, can change us. That's the thing. Have to be, it's a science. Living life is a science.
I have another question about healing. You said illness and sickness. What if you've already been injured? It's two parts. What if you've already been injured, let's say, and it's a permanent situation, or you have been maybe diagnosed, let's say, with some terminal disease, and you have limited time to live, something like that. From my perspective, it seems like it's something that I can't change. So how do I deal with something that is negative that is existing?
It's like this. No, if you look the world, and you will see that I know that it is sometimes it is very hard, but important thing, once you understand this body is not mine, it has its own nature, then you will see that it happened to many people.
Healing is possible, or
it depends with the person and with the reasons. Sometimes it can. It depends with how he thinks and its background also. You know,
And meditation helps? Or
yeah,
what do I do to...
That's why I'm telling, you know, that it depends with the person's background, you know, and the way he think. You know. And the important thing is not to hold it as personal, and let go it to take it as, you know, common.
Okay. This happens to other people.
Then it helps to release it from his mind. Then if he want to, you know, develop his, you know, mind, then there is many ways and to keep practice. So the important two technique is not to hold it as personal and to see it as, you know, the common.
And how do I deal with fear? Fear about...
It's like this. Once you understand that, there is no fear. But before you understand it, you cannot deal with the fear. Because fear comes as a result. That without knowledge, you cannot take out the fear. But once you understand why this is happening, there is no chance for fear in any case. You know, as example, there is a beep sound start to come from here. Beep, 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 beep. You look, you know, what is this? Why this is happening? You get afraid. Then somebody say, hey, it is like this. Then, you know, even it's come like this, you don't care. Why? Because you know the reason.
What if you don't know?
Then you have to find the reason.
What if you can't find out the physical reason? How do you until then have peace?
It's like this. It's very simple. That's why that to find out the reason mean that not to, okay, this happened this way, this happened this way, this happened this way, like you cannot go to details, you know. But as example, cancer, you know, and if you look the world, there are cancer hospitals, you know. Why that mean? They are everywhere, cancer. Then you have to, you know, release your mind. It happened, you know? And it is just not only, you know, because the thing is, when the, you know, the person develop the self, oh, I am, when something going wrong, it also hit him very hard. That's the thing. So that's why, you know, you have to be social, and, you know, you have to, you know, work with others and help for other people. Then even though you go through hard time, you know, you okay. You know, you don't worry about it. You know, even you healthy, you are unhealthy, it doesn't matter. But when we are build our own life, you know, then we get unhealthy, we become so worried about it. You know, even the Socrates, you know, he knew he going to die, and, you know, he drink the poison, but he didn't afraid. Why? Because he was, you know, open to the everybody. But if he close to himself and he keep all the money, wealth, and, you know, everything to him, then he afraid to die, because this is nothing to, you know, like that. You know? So great, you know, most of leaders, you know, killed by other people, you know, and some leaders in the last moment they talk, you know, it's okay, forget it, they, you know, and don't, you know, do harm to that person, you know, let him go, you know. I like that, how that they can do like that, because once you become social, the way you think it become different, even yourself. So important to have, you know, social life, you know, to release yourself, and then when things you will see, when you have when you go through life that way, you know, then you're not afraid for that. But if you have everything within you and collecting within you, and you become so personal, build personal life, and then things happening to you, it can hurt you so hard. Understand the difference.
So you're saying, don't, if something is going wrong with your body, let's say you have pain and you're like, I don't know what this is, and, you know, no doctor knows what it is or something, the solution is to not take it personal and
The answer is to be concerned, but not to worry. Let's say I have a pain here, unknown pain. The wise thing is to be concerned, and they say concern is constructive. So I should be concerned to go to diagnose, to few days to watch it, getting worse, getting better, it's continue. So I'm concerned. But if I start to panic, that's bad. Worry is destructive. Then I destruct my life, even my immune system become bad, I paralyze, I affect my family life, my job, everything. So if something, anything, not only physical thing, anything in our life happens, somebody's house is getting foreclosed. Some people panic, even they cannot go make money or to see. But I know some people, if they were in control, they were very concerned, and then they look around, they got advice from other people, and they solved their problem that way. So always, any problem come in our life, we shouldn't just let it go, I'm not worried. We have to be concerned. We have to think, but we don't panic.
Look outside, then you will see.
So I told to Shantha, because I'm going to karate class, I have my own one problem I have to solve, So Shantha threw us, we lay down. Somebody come and step on top of us. They hold us down. If we struggle to release ourselves, we couldn't. Everybody, there was 4 or 5. But when we relax, we say just relax. Be calm, relax. Then you concentrate. Now you decide to release yourself. And we easily did. All the problem is exactly, and that was, I was telling, that was a very good lesson. So it's got financial, you have to
No
go
health
to
insurance, so you can't see a doctor,
Yeah.
maybe?
No, I don't have financial, I don't have life insurance. Okay, maybe I can buy, hospital insurance for emergency. I can afford to go to doctor, give $50, $100 visit, but I cannot afford $1 million. There are a way to go and say, okay, I talk with few specialists of insurance. Oh, there are hospital insurance for $40, $50, but they don't give if the cost start beyond $10,000. Every time your cost is below $10,000, you have to absorb. But just I'm giving an example. There are millions of examples you can tell. But sometimes all your life saving, everything is just like a piece of ice is under the sun, is melting, going down. If you paralyze, it's going to melt faster. But then you sit behind, okay, this is a problem now. This is going to happen, and there are so many people, there are some people, they want to get advantage of it, they want to get pieces, that want to get pieces. Now you have to sit down, calm down, get advice from right people and do the right thing, not to paralyze.
Okay.
One question I have. So you said there are 4 of them.
Yeah.
So you are going to start another night, the other 3, or what?
Yeah.
Because I'm not here Thursday, we have to record it.
Yeah, it will be on YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you
We're going
very
to
much.
do loving kindness meditation for the moment also. Palms together and repeat after me. Imaya Dhammana Dhamma Patipatya Buddhang Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipatya Jati Nara
Gacchami
Idam me punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamucchatu. May you be well, happy and peaceful. No harm come to you, no difficulties come to you, no problems come to you. May you also have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life, and finally may you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Say sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.